The facts are plain, colleagues. The immigration policies of President Obama are having a devastating effect on the classical American goal of a fair, lawful system of immigration. He has directed the federal immigration officers not to enforce plain law. He meets privately with pro-amnesty, open borders, and special interest business groups and promises to take even more actions in the future to erase plain law. Unfortunately, our fine law enforcement officers are excluded from the discussion. He's told the world that with a stroke of his pen, he will, by presidential directive, by executive order, provide legal status to 5 to 6 million people unlawfully in the country. Allowing any president to nullify law is a threat to the future of our republic and to the ultimate power of the people to control it. I've urged the president to reconsider this plan and to adhere to his plain statements, where he has expressly stated he did not have the power to do what he now, in a complete reversal, states that he will do. It is important for the Congress to stand up and resist its complete erosion of its powers, but more significantly, the powers of the American people. If these actions are taken, we will have effectively opened the borders of America. We are nearly there already. Our system is not lawful. It's not principled, it does not have integrity, and it has no ability to carry out the wishes of the American people. The government is not enforcing visa overstays, illegal entries, illegal work, or asylum fraud. And now the president is just going to start printing millions of work permits for people illegally in the country after Congress has loudly declared no. What is the president's excuse for wanting to do this unlawful act? He says Congress won't act. But Congress acts when it refuses to do something the president decides. This is very serious. I say to my colleagues, Republicans, Democrats, look, this is more than a dispute over who should enter, what kind of amnesty we should have, if any. It's a challenge to the integrity of our constitutional order. It appears to me that they, if they can get into the country unlawfully, will never be deported. They'll wait until the president, this president or the next president or some other president or some other Congress gives them work privileges in the United States to take jobs that Americans need to be doing at a time of extraordinarily high unemployment, at a time when we have the lowest workplace participation rate since the 1970s. Illegal immigrants won't even have to wait for Congress to pass amnesty if this goes through.
Despite no official action from the president ahead of the election, and has quietly begun preparing to issue millions of work authorization permits, suggesting the implementation of a large-scale executive amnesty may have already begun. Unnoticed until now, a draft solicitation for bids issued by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, says potential vendors must be capable of handling a surge scenario of 9 million IT cards in 1 year to support possible future immigration reform initiative requirements. Jessica Vaughan, an immigration expert at the Center for Immigration Studies and former State Department official, said the document suggests a new program of remarkable breadth. The RFP seems to indicate that the president is contemplating an enormous executive action that is even more expansive than the plan that Congress rejected in the Gang of Eight bill, Vaughan said. The request for proposals says the agency will need a minimum of 4 million cards per year. In the surge scenario in 2016, the agency would need an additional 5 million cards, more than double the baseline annual amount, for a total of 9 million. The guaranteed minimum for each ordering period is 4 million cards. The estimated maximum for the entire contract is 34 million cards, the document says. The agency is buying the materials needed to construct both permanent residency cards, PRC, commonly known as green cards, as well as employment authorization documentation, EID cards which have been used to implement President Obama's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA, program. The RFP does not specify how many of each type of card would be issued.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. You can visit us on www.therealthingmean.webs.com.